I bet you've never heard that before.
No, no one's ever said that to me before.
Said that to
Do you like warm hugs?
I like to be unique, Josh.
What is that from?
Yeah. Is that the line that people say the most, like to you?
It is. They
Okay.
say, I like warm hugs, or they'll come up to me and they'll say, do you want to build a snowman?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's
My son just goes, summer. He just comes out saying summer.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the whole song because he's 5, but he'll just go, summer. Like, and it's just, he's 5 and it's awesome.
just randomly,
Just summer.
even if it's in the dead of winter.
Yep,
Okay,
he just
great.
loves the song, but he doesn't know the words. Well, last time we saw each other, you surprised me with Sean Astin from the Goonies. So I'm just
Yes.
wondering who you might have brought today, because did you bring anyone cool this time?
Why am I never enough for you? Is the real question.
You
What?
are, but you really surprised me.
I know.
It took me a minute. I was like, is this Sean Astin? Then I was like, I freaked out.
The Goonies.
I'm in the middle of Montana, in the middle of nowhere, and I got to meet a Goonie.
Well,
like
we've
that.
talked about this. The
Yeah.
Goonies is like our mutual favorite movie of
Yes.
all time.
Yes.
And then I did like an actual table read with those guys.
I know.
Where I played Sloth.
I know.
Because, right?
Shut up.
So,
You do.
no, but he's amazing. And I didn't bring anyone for you today. I hope this works for
This
you
is
guys.
enough. You are enough.
Okay.
You are enough.
Okay, good.
Has anyone ever surprised? Because I love that I still get, like, still 20 years in this career, like, I still get so excited. I'm not jaded at all. I get very excited about meeting people. Has anybody ever surprised you like that?
Yes, we're very lucky. I got to meet like so many cool people.
Yeah.
But the one that really won me over was for my 40th birthday, which I celebrated last year. I got for my birthday a special video from Cameo. My friends got me a message from Ken Bone. Ken Bone was the guy, and I became obsessed with him for some reason.
Who's Ken Bone?
Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. So, Ken Bone was the guy in like the 2016 election time. There was a debate. And this one very special man from the audience was wearing this tight sweater. You guys remember this? He had like this sweater, and he just completely Ken Bone.
Oh.
That's Ken Bone. Thank
got
you to your crew for showing you Ken Bone. So I became obsessed. So they knew I was obsessed, and they got him to deliver a message for my birthday, and it was that was so wonderful.
I love that you have met so many
Like
amazing
Steven Spielberg,
people. Yeah.
just like every pop star, and I'm like,
You're
Ken
Ken
Bone.
Bone.
Yeah. Ken Bone.
That's amazing.
Barbara Streisand? Yes, I've met her.
Yes.
We're
Ken
talking
Bone?
about Ken Bone.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's
mine.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, so how old are your kids now? What are they up to?
So my kids.
One of them is my daughter's age.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. One of them is 7, Izzy. The other one is just turned 11. And Izzy's in a little bit of a lying phase right now, which I don't know if you're going through.
Oh,
just like
and that's, does she say, oh no, I was just faking?
Yes, I was just faking. She says, oh, just kidding or just faking. And I'm like, no, you're clinically lying.
Yeah, you're a pathological
different.
liar.
You're sick. This is
Yeah.
a sickness. But it'll be like, it'll be random stuff.
Dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
Yep.
Like, I'll like, did you just went to the bathroom and forgot to flush? She'll be like, no. And I'll be like, I haven't done anything that small since I was 4. So like, I know it's not me.
It's you.
Your sister's not home. Like, it's not your mom. So like, it's you.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my
And then I'll find a way to prove it, and she'll go, just kidding.
I hate that. I was just faking. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's just called lying.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get them to stop? I don't know. If you find out, phone a friend. But you shared an awesome moment with your family recently. I love this moment as well. Let's see it.
Come on, girls. I got a surprise for you guys.
Where?
Right there.
What? Oh, Grandma!
I mean, that's
2 years.
how long? 2 years?
2 years. Yeah.
It's so sad. That's like so
I
many
know.
families, though, because of COVID.
Because of COVID, they hadn't seen their grandparents in 2 years, and I wanted to surprise them. And I was away shooting in London a project up until last week. And so I surprised them as well. So it was like just surprise overload.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it on the video, but the tears in their eyes, just the pure joy in their eyes was so amazing and so incredible. And I know everybody here and elsewhere has had this experience, but it's just like losing that contact, losing that proximity was so tough.
Not only for your kids, especially the grandparents. I know my mom was like, God, I feel like they grow so fast at these ages.
100%.
So it's like, I feel like I missed out. That's, my mom had said that.
I know.
But,
so yeah, it was incredible.
Well, I could talk about your family the whole show because I love your family and so do my kids. So what is Wolf Like Me about?
Wolf Like Me is about a character named Boba Fett who is, just kidding.
I was like, what?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you were paying attention.
Did you hear?
Yeah, okay. Got a new working title? No, just wanted to make sure everybody was paying attention.
I'm on.
So Wolf Like Me it's an amazing story between these two characters named Mary and Gary, both going through very difficult periods of their lives. My character Gary is a single father, and things have happened in his life that have been tough, and his daughter, who's 12 years old, is going through a rough patch, and he's closed off. And then he has this sudden encounter with this woman named Mary, and the two quite literally and metaphorically crash into each other's lives. And this is a story about how difficult love can be, and also how much baggage we bring into relationships. But it's done through the prism of some really exciting and cool genre stuff that I can't talk about.
Because then you'll ruin it.
Because then I'll ruin it, but it is one of the most incredible things I've ever been a part of.
That's so cool.
Just so wonderful. Abe Forsyth, who directed me in a movie called Little Monsters that I did with Lupita Nyong'o, directed this as well. And he calls me up and he goes, Josh, yeah, I've got the script. This is an Australian accent right now. In case you were like, what's happening to his mouth?
When you have to point it out, I don't know if you're nailing it.
No, they know. Anyway, he said, yeah, dingo ate my body.
Baby.
No, but he calls me up and he said, Josh, I've got this project. It's going to go next month in Australia.
Oh.
You and Isla Fisher, who I love. Obsessed. And you would have to fly here, quarantine for 2 weeks, and then we shoot for 3.5 months.
Sounds like
a
party.
And I was like, I don't know. I'm sort of like a father. So that's not a good idea right now. And he's like, just read the script. And I read the script, and I am telling you, I got to the end of the first episode, and then I immediately tore through the next 5 and was like, I'm in. I have to do it.
I love that it's that powerful.
It's
cool.
incredible.
Yeah.
But it was great. I think everyone will find that it was worth it to abandon my family for that long and be a deadbeat father so that you could all be entertained.
Oh my God, I love you so much. Wait, so you did it in Australia. I love Australia. Did you see any wildlife? Because y'all shot in like the outback, right?
So when you go to the outback, what do you expect to see?
Well, kangaroos.
Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Not a damn kangaroo.
Not one?
Not only that, I would get to set at like 5 a.m.
Oh, no.
5 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning. And I get there and my makeup artist would be like, did you see the kangaroos?
I knew that was gonna
And I was like, no. She goes, you must have come in too late. I'm like, it's 4:30 in the morning. What kind of do the kangaroos have to get to that they're like, sorry, I'm running late. 4:30 a.m. You got in too late.
Oh my God.
So it was always like, I feel like it's a conspiracy.
Like, so everyone else
Everyone saw kangaroos, and then Isla pointed one out, and it was like 30 miles away, hopping in the day. It could have just as easily been a man in a kangaroo outfit.
Like a bunny.
Like just a large bunny, a very unhealthy bunny jumping in the distance.
I want to ask you this because you've done so much Broadway that you've forgotten your lyrics, right? I've heard that you kind of did that on stage and people think it's kind of a fun thing with you, right?
Yeah, well, it's not. It's not a fun thing. That's
I'm bad at it.
Nightmare.
I know, I'm bad at it too. How are you at it though? Because here's my thing. Somehow, I will say something. It will somehow rhyme. It won't make sense, but it will somehow rhyme.
So that's what you're taught to do. What's interesting is I did not do that. I took the opposite approach and forgot the human language. Forgot the entirety of our experience vocally as a collective species and just stopped talking as the music was playing very loudly. It gets worse. The stage manager was screaming the line at me, going, "You're making things up again." And all I heard was,
What?
I had like tinnitus or something. It was a living
Oh, you
nightmare.
had like a ringing?
I had like a ringing sensation.
I've had that happen once
It
to me.
was like energy up above, got bored that day and was like, "Oh, let's play with Josh's life." And it was like, this is insane. And then my co-star was screaming the line at me and I still couldn't say the line. I couldn't hear anything. And then, can I curse on your show?
We'll bleep
You'll
it.
bleep it out? Good.
Yeah.
This is how I got out of it, okay? Live theater, people paying $500 a ticket to see Book of Mormon. I looked out at my cast and said, what the is my next line? I am a trained professional. Don't try that at
But
home.
you know what? If I'm at that show, best experience ever.
But here's the worst part. They were so confused. They weren't even enjoying it. They were just like, this is a very weird part of this show right now that's happening. Does this happen every night? This script feels like it needs work. And from that point on, in Book of Mormon, I actually, in the song, I had an actual Book of Mormon where I pasted the lines so that when I opened it up, I don't care now, I did it 10 years ago, whatever
That's
audience who
clever.
saw it after the fact.
That's you. Spoiler
Sorry.
alert.
Spoiler alert. So,
That's clever.
I know. And
Yeah.
then from that, because then you get in your head and you're like, oh, it's gonna happen again.
Yes.
It's gonna. And I always, when I watch The Voice, I'm always like so nervous because kids are learning it like every week, new
Dude,
songs.
they learn it like quickly like that. That's why it's hard to do. But anyway, I struggle like a lot with lyrics. I have since I was a kid.
Right, same.
Like I don't have a really great memory in general when it comes to stuff like that. So I figured since you suck and I suck at this, we should play a game at who's the worst.
Great. Yes.
So doesn't
Yes.
that sound like fun?
Yes, please.